audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
You might have heard in the Beatitudes that the meek will inherit the earth. Camille, let's talk today about meekness. Sometimes people want to confuse that word meekness with weakness. What is meekness to you?
Well, before I tell you what it is to me, let me just mention something rather curious. Many a megalomaniac dictator, hyper-ambitious, throughout history, whether it's Alexander the Great, Napoleon Bonaparte, Adolf Hitler, or a cast of others, had this simple idea that they're going to conquer and rule the whole world. Without exception, they all failed. And even the beast in the book of Revelation, who we call the Antichrist, it says he rules the whole world, but he will have, I think, at least 3 wars. Wars of independence or wars that are civil, fighting against his rule. We know Psalm 24, verse 1, the earth is the Lord's. And we believe that when Jesus returns, he's not just going to rule over Jerusalem or Israel or the Middle East, he's going to rule over the whole earth. So with that in mind, it not only says in the Beatitude, Matthew 5:5, that the meek shall inherit the earth. It is quoting from Psalm 37, verse 11, that the meek shall inherit the earth. So with this in mind, let me just say that the word meek in the Hebrew is anav, and in the Greek it's praos. And actually, it sounds like meek, mild, gentle, weak, and afflicted. And none of these sound like the ingredients of inheriting the earth. But let's take it a little further. Meekness is not just defined in words, it's defined by people. Who were the meekest people in the Bible? Moses was called the meekest man on the face of the earth. Jesus of Nazareth said of himself in Matthew 11, he says, I am meek and lowly in heart. 2 of the meekest men were Moses, representing the law, and Jesus, representing grace and truth. And yet, no 2 people in Scripture were more powerful than them. Therefore, we need to make a connection, Neil, between meekness and power that inherits the earth.
So, in the description you gave of those megalomaniac dictators, they were not meek. They were arrogant. They were full of their own self-importance. They were determined to rule by the iron fist. So how does the meek person contrast with those rulers that you're talking about?
Look, I will give a description of what I see as meekness, because you asked me to define it earlier. So I'll give you a description. I see it as a quiet, selfless, yet grace-empowered and determined attitude to do and to keep on doing God's will for your life. And that's without any reference to personal benefit, entitlement, rights, vindication, or reputation. I'll repeat that. I see meekness as a quiet, selfless, yet powerful determination to keep on doing God's will for your life, no matter what. To me, that's the beginning of inheriting the earth.
Faith and the future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Camille, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.